I want to say this before I begin. Polight and I have gone back and forth. You understand? And we've had our differences, and I really don't like Polight like that. I really don't. I really do believe that he's a scammer. I think that he's into taking people's money, and it's just that plain and simple. That in reality, no pun intended, I do think that he's a baby version of Dr. York. You understand? He scams people, and then he writes these books, but they're plagiarized. But never would I think or have thought that he was exactly or allegedly exactly like Dr. York by, doing what they say that he's done. I haven't literally seen the paperwork to prove factually what Tasha K and everybody else is saying to be, the truth. So I can't factually say that he did what they say he's done. You understand? But hopefully, just me, this is how I feel. Hopefully that Polight is just a scammer and not one that touches, younger people. You understand? Because we have enough of that going on in our community. And what's so crazy about it is that it's times you find things like this that go on, and it's shocking to you, but the reality of it is it's really not. At least like with me, I've came across quite a few women that said that they were molested when they were younger, whether it was by their uncles, their cousins, their fathers, and the list goes on. R. Kelly is on trial right now. You know what I'm saying? Dwight York, also known as Dr. York, Dr. Malachi York, Reverend Dr. whatever, is in jail for 135 years because he touched little children. So this is nothing new. If what they said he did is true, it is nothing new. Well, let's just say even if what they said he did is true or not, this is nothing new in our community. So I don't understand why people are so shocked. Period. Like, it runs along the lines of our narrative. And that is someone that we're related to or that we're close to of a higher authority. It may be a mom, it may be a father, it may be a cousin, or we look up to. You know what I'm saying? And we think that this person won't do that, has done it. So just look at Polight. If he did do what they said he did, don't look at him any different look at him just like how you would look at these Catholic priests or the rest of these pastors and preachers that have touched children. What is his name? Bishop Eddie, whatever his name is, Eddie Bishop. And it likes goes on. But see, the thing of it is what bothers me the most is this. There's two things that bothers me about this situation. The first thing is this. Let me tell you something. I have seen Polight's inception up until now, right? I was there in the very beginning. And I followed. Not like as if he was my leader. I'm saying I followed his career. You understand? I was there when he battled your baby Imans and the likes. I rooted for him in the very beginning when he was part of the whole battle conscious thing. I don't know what you want to call it. That Sinetta was throwing. So I was rooting for him. And at one point in time, I looked at him as being a brother because both of us were part of the Nubian nation. So I remember when I first saw Polight on YouTube, and they called him the something phenom. And at that point in time, I believed that too, because he was in church. He had on his Masonic attire, but of course, the Nubians was everything. They were Native Americans. They were Anunnakis. They were Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? So at that point in time, he was part of the Blue Lodge. that the Nubians had made up. And he was breaking down, in church, in front of a congregation, breaking down the street corner and how the drug dealer was standing on a circle and square, and it was just like, it was crazy. And I was like, yo, this guy. So I was rooting for him ever since, the very beginning, his inception, right? What bothers me is, it's okay for me to do a video about Polight because I was there from the very beginning. But for those that don't know anything about Polight, for those that don't know anything about the conscious community that's just running their fucking mouth and got something to say, it's like, why don't y'all shut the fuck up because y'all don't know what y'all talking about, and allow people that is part of the conscious community or once was to speak on that specific topic. But I'm tired of seeing video after video after video after video after video, and in the very beginning they're like, well, I never followed Polight, and I never did this and I never did that. So what the fuck are you talking about? And then it's two things, but the first thing is that, but then it's another thing, but it runs along with the first thing. It's you already throwing this man in the ground before you even have any factual evidence. And this is what I continue to tell people all the time, that regardless of whether you're part of the conscious community or not, you still think like a Christian. You still think like you're as if you're part of a religion. Because you believe everything that everybody says. Period. And you don't do any type of factual research or research trying to get the facts. You already throwing this man under the bus and you don't know whether he committed these hideous crimes or not. And some of you all don't care to know. You just want to run with the narrative that there's another conscious black man that has done hideous acts so you could throw the whole conscious community under the bus. That's what you want to do. So what I'm saying is that you all have ulterior motives. And at the end of the day, let me explain something to you. There will always be people that's going to follow. And those followers need leaders. And if you're not trying to be a leader, then what are you making videos for? Like, in other words, if you're not trying to give a solution to the problem, what are you making videos for? I gave people a solution when I told people to stop following Polight, stop following Young Pharaoh, stop following Dr. Malachi York. I said start following yourself, become your own leader. And at the end of the day, I have to eat those words because why would you tell a follower to start leading? They don't even know where to begin. I've seen the type of confusement that I've caused because of the fact that I'm trying to tell a follower to lead. That motherfucker don't know how to lead. That's the reason why he's a follower or she's a follower. But my point in making is that if you're not trying to be their leader, or if you're not trying to offer a solution to the problem, then why are you running your mouth? All these people are talking, this is crazy to me. That's like, I say this, stay in your fucking lane. That's what I'm saying. Stay in your fucking lane. Your lane is gossiping. Your lane, and this is not pertaining to one specific person. This is just speaking, generally speaking. Your lane is gossiping. That's what you do. Stick to that. What I do is the conscious community. I know about it. I was in it. I was part of the Nubian nation called a cult. I can talk about that. I'm not going to talk about some shit that I wasn't a part of. You'll never hear me talk about the Hebrew Israelites like that because I never was a part of that organization. Neither will I talk about the what you call them, the Moors, for dealing with the new Noble Drew Ali. You never hear me talk about them like that because I never was a part of that organization, so I don't know the ins and outs to it. I don't know how the infrastructure is. So you'll never hear me talk about that. But I was part of the Nubian nation. I was part of the conscious community, and I'll talk about that shit. But for those that are not part of it, stop talking about it. You just want to run your fucking mouth and make some goddamn money. And for what? To throw another black man under the bus? When I was getting that Polight, let me tell you something, it was sincere. But in this particular case, I have every right to say what I have to say and throw him under the bus or whatever, right? But I'm not. I'm not. I'll just say that I know that man is guilty for taking people's money. For those other hideous crimes, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping that what they said he did is all a lie. Period. Because we have enough child molesters in our community that we have to deal with. Y'all trying to act like Polight is the only one. Like, for real, let's be real. You know somewhere in your damn family that somebody got molested. Straight up. And it's just that plain and simple. And at the end of the day, let me tell you something. I have daughters. And my oldest daughter is maturing. She's growing, you know what I'm saying? Like, out. And I don't care how out a young lady, a little girl, a teenager grows, meaning her breast and her derriere. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how mature she looks. She's not that in mind and age. And you have no right to take something from her. That's not yours. Period. That's hands down. That has nothing to do with Polight. That has nothing to do with me. That is what it is, regardless of who it is. Period. So stop acting like this is some new shit that just happened. And start addressing the problems. Start picking up your goddamn daughters from school. And finding out where the fuck they going in the afternoon. I'm so goddamn tired of black people and how we act. I said we. Because we act like this shit is new. We act like it's new. I was 16 years old. I tried to get with Joy. I tried to get with Adama. I tried to get with Keisha. I couldn't get with them because they dated older men. And those older men would pick them up after school when I was catching a bus. And those older men were in college. They were in their 20s. And Adama and Joy and Keisha and the rest were 16, 17 years old. Fuck out of here. I'm not trying to hear that. I don't let my daughter out of my sight. I don't. Period. Y'all so focused on Polight to the point where you're not focused on the problem. The problem. Just Polight. I don't give a fuck about him. I don't care. You wanna know why? Because once Polight falls, let's just say if he gets years off of this alleged charges that he has, allegedly, you know, there'll be another Polight. There'll be another young Pharaoh. There'll be another Nature Boy. And that's another thing. Y'all getting that Polight and Nature Boy is worse than Polight. Well, at least from what we see in the light. We don't know what allegedly Polight is hiding. But we do see what Nature Boy is doing, has done, and has admitted to it. When you gonna hold his ass accountable? You're not, because you're full of shit. And you pick and choose who you want to hold accountable and who you don't. And this is the reason why I don't want to ever be part of the conscious community. And this is the reason why I'll always denounce being a part of the conscious community. And all you ankh wearing motherfuckers, because you full of shit. And when I come up, the first time they say something bad about me, all that shit gonna be true. No matter how many videos I put out, no matter how many people I helped. Second thing, stop following. Stop following people. Because when I heard about it, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Okay, well, let me go ahead and cook and do what I normally do on a normal basis. It didn't affect me. But for those that looked up to that man, Polight, and looked up as a father figure, as a teacher, as a leader, and in some cases a God. Now your whole world is fucked up. Mine is not. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna do what I normally do on a daily basis. Period. I don't care how many views I get with this video. Who gives a fuck? I got shit to do. For real. In the real world. This is nothing but a virtual reality. I have shit to do. Real talk. And I just hope that, we all learned a lesson. That is, you all out there that follow everybody, learn to become your own leader. If you don't become your own leader, then you'll always be a follower, and every time you follow someone, somebody's gonna let your dumb ass down, and then you're gonna be boo-hooing, and you have to follow somebody else like an idiot. And then the next thing that we need to learn, which is the biggest thing, is we need to tend to the matter at hand. That's my word. The bell rung when I was 16 years old, and I know it's still going on till this day. The bell rung when I was 16 years old, and Adama, I'm not gonna say her last name, Joy, Keisha, damn, I can't, it was a few of them. The cars used to be lined up in the front of the damn high school, and I still till this day can't believe that the principal or bus drivers and anyone that saw that shit going on didn't say anything. Maybe they assumed that those girls, the girls that got in the car, that was their brothers or their uncles or some shit. I don't know. All I know is that all these bros were 16, 17 years old, getting in a car, sucking and fucking off 23-year-old men. I know that. I know that these chicks was dating drug dealers, and I ain't have a chance with them because they were dating drug dealers. And I'm not hating, and I'm not snitching. I'm telling you that this is an epidemic going on in our community that we have not faced. And that it's gonna continue to go on unless we face it. And this shit ain't new with the alleged charges that Polight has got. Nothing new. So it is what it is, man. I'm done with the situation. I spoke my piece about it. If something new comes up and I feel as though that I can put some positive input on it, or add on to it so people would think, give people that thought, like, oh yeah, man, I forgot about that. Yeah, you right, Langston. Then I will. Other than that, man, I'm done with it. I'm gonna move on. But it's a real sad situation. I have all types of firearms in my house. Hopefully I won't have to use them in order to protect, what's mine, and that's my daughters. Because they don't deserve to be mistreated. They don't deserve to lose something that they didn't willingly give at a mature age.